tonight finally got the audio working after 2 tries. Anyway, hello everyone. Tonight we're going to be doing some Age of Wonders 2, since it's been about a year since I started Age of Wonders 1, and previously, so figured high time to do its sequel, which I had to get the Steam version because I have no clue where the disc that I have for it is. The one that, for some mysterious reason, has the label for Age of Wonders 1 on it. So I've got the Steam version all ready to go. So get that started up in just a moment. Fantastic.
Gone. Our last stronghold destroyed. We are hunted upon every climb, hated on the most remote isle. The gods abandon us. Queen Julia and her elves talk of aid, but do nothing. Humanity is doomed to extinction.
Merlin! There, to the east! Help support! Ready? Fire! Steady the ballast!
Merlin. You are safe here.
Where am I?
Come. The world is out of balance. The wizard's circle in Evermore is broken, and its wizards rage upon the earth with the same raw forces that created her. I, Gabriel, am all that remains to protect the wizard's throne. I dare not leave this place, and yet I do not know why my wizards have forsaken me. They must be stopped before all is destroyed. Master each sphere of magic. Only a human can restore balance to the circle and the world. Arise, your initiation begins. For your people, all people, restore the Age of Wonders.
Right, so gonna be doing the campaign, which one immediate distinction that the Age of Wonders 1 campaign has between the Age of Wonders 1 and Age of Wonders 2 campaigns is that you don't get to create your own character. So sadly we will not get to have Press 2.
Cosmos, tutorial.
I don't know if the tutorial is plot relevant at all. Let's see.
Heed my words, Merlin, and you shall learn the path to the wizard's throne. I, Gabriel, shall guide you, and give you the power to master each sphere of magic. But first you have much to learn, and there is little time. Learn to gather sources of magical power. Let this mana flow through you. Allow it to inspire your mind, and over time you shall learn new spells. Or if you choose, focus these energies inward to learn skills of power. The races of your world do not cooperate easily, but you will need them. You must be sensitive to each group and balance their needs and demands with your own. Do not be idle. Teach your people to be industrious. Build tools, fortifications, and structures of power. Instruct them to expand over the face of the land. Lift them up, and they will help you expand your own domain by building monuments that enhance your abilities. Even the greatest of all structures, the Wizard's Tower.
So, just the boring part, the interface. You take a look at the three windows across the bottom of your screen, starting with the far left. Events window. The events window lists all important events that are occurring within your range of sight. If you click on one of the events listed in the window, it will center your main window on the place the event occurred. Below the listing of events are three icons with some numbers next to each. The pile of gold shows gold and gold income. The next icon, the deep blue crystal, represents your total stored mana and income. Last icon, a bright blue and white star, represents your current total number of magic casting points for this turn. Every time you cast a spell, it consumes casting points equal to the spell's mana cost. In options, you've probably noticed the 5 big icons to the right of where your magic options appear. These icons from top to bottom represent the magic options, object options, realm options, diplomatic options, and game options. Magic options will automatically come up whenever you don't have anything else selected. And lastly, we have the mini-map window. The mini-map is simply a tiny representation of the entire scenario map. And if you can click on any part of the mini-map to center your name, I think it might be just about being drowned out by the music, so I'm gonna turn that down low. Click on any part of the mini-map to center your main window on that part of the map. The map supports nodes at both the surface and cavern levels. There will be a tab at the top of the mini-map. Clicking on either surface or underground tab will change the main window to show that level. Age of Wonders 2, The Wizard's Throne, it's all about magic. When the game starts, the middle panel will show your wizard's portrait, flanked by buttons for your spellbook and research. Spellbook. The left section shows the spell you are currently casting. The spells button then brings you to the spellbook. Research book. The right section displays the spell you're currently researching and also shows the number of turns it will take before the spell is researched and can be cast. First, click on the research button to open the research book. Well, first I'm going to see if I can, from within the game itself. Nope. Looks like I have to, I think somehow, because I'm pretty sure I had set on a much better resolution than this. So I'm going to save and just restart the game real quick so that I can open up the setup program. Hmm. Yeah, I'm just gonna set it to, just gonna select, allow resolution changes. Alright, there we go. Now I've got a more proper resolution. So now I just need to, I mean, it's still terrible. Well, in some aspects. Like I feel like maybe Merlin is a little squished, but maybe the art is just like that. You know? Oh, this isn't exactly a super new game. Right. Main window and movement. This is where all the important stuff in Age of Wonders 2 it was carried out. You can click on almost anything in the main window, from units to cities to windmills to magic nodes. Note that they just completely... They're like, yeah, you're taking initiative to explore on your own. Don't worry about opening up the research menu just yet. You can left click on it and almost anything in the main window, from units to cities to windmills to magic nodes, to bring up more information on the object. Most of the time, this new information will appear in a box that replaces the magic options window. You'll notice that you can not only see a small portion of the map, the rest of it is blackened or grayed out. Now, the black areas represent areas of the map you have never explored. The gray areas represent parts of the map that you have explored, but that you have no units or cities that these are currently within visual range of that spot. Now move Merlin to the bridge. After you finish moving your units and managing, after you finish moving your units and managing your cities and structures, you're ready to end this turn and begin the next. The check mark button, and in the lower right is the end turn button. In classic turns, pressing it will let the other players take their turns. And with the lights next to the button showing you whose turn it is. In simultaneous turns, these lights show which players have finished their turn, and when all are full, the next turn will begin. Go ahead and press end turn now. I haven't gone into the research menu yet. Research. Here you can see all the spells you can currently research. Select a spell that interests you. Holding the mouse over a spell will show its description. Don't worry too much about which one you should pick, as you won't need them in this tutorial. Then click on the spells button and to open the spell book. We've got stoning, holds the target with a barrage of rocks, unicorn, summons a magical horned equine, vengeful vapor, damages units by turning parts of them into vapor, sacred woods, creates a holy growth that attacks anything moving, turn undead, it's a harm and panic an undead enemy target, rejuvenate causes the terrain within their domain to slowly turn to grassland. I remember these spells, like this sort of cycle, being one of my favorites just because it let you just completely warp your domain to your choosing thing automatically. Dagger boar. Here summons a large beast of the wilderness in stone skin, gives the unit +3 defense. Since it doesn't matter apparently, I'm gonna just go with the stoning, since that's what I was set on before. Heroes. A hero awaits you at the end of the bridge along with 4 elemental units. Heroes are the most important and powerful units you will command. They can cast unit and combat spells, learn new skills, hold up through defeating enemies, and wield items of great power. While you don't begin each scenario with a hero, in most cases you will. In most cases you will usually have a chance to recruit one fairly quickly, based upon your wizard's reputation. And the better your wizard's reputation, the easier it is for him to attract heroes. Probably the most important function of heroes is that they extend your wizard's domain beyond what it usually reaches. Each hero radiates a small sphere of domain that allows your wizard to cast spells nearby. This will allow you to cast enchantments on the hero's parties. He's summon creatures to his aid, and cast spells in battles distant from your wizard's current city. You select Merlin and then move the mouse over to the hero party. You will see the mouse cursor change to the talk icon. You can hire the party for a fee. Setting the party up by moving Merlin to the hero. I'm gonna check out the sign first. Welcome to Evermore, your initiation begins. Alright, we've got Element A plus literally every elemental. You now have a new party of units under your control. Units have 6 basic statistics that describe their strengths and weaknesses. I can also see where they're like part of the UI. Ooh, that's not good. Don't know if that's... Oh, and it is showing up on the capture. Yeah, that's not good. I remember back in the day when I would mod like Age of Wonders Shadow Magic, it doing something like this was a sign that I had messed something up real bad. Right, you now have a part of units under your control. Units have 6 basic statistics that describe their strengths and weaknesses. The attack statistic describes how effective the unit's attacks are in slipping past the enemy's defenses. Damage is a potential amount of damage that the unit can do when it strikes its target. The defense value, the easier it is for a unit to dodge incoming physical attacks. There's the resistance value, the easier it is for a unit to withstand incoming magical attacks. Hit points are simply a representation of how much damage the unit can take before dying. Move points represent the amount of distance that the unit can travel at level per turn, both on the overland map and in combat. Each unit also has a list of abilities next to their name. All units have some kind of movement ability such as walking and some form of offensive ability like strike or archery. Beyond this common thread, however, abilities vary greatly, from unit to unit and race to race. For more on units, including morale, upkeep, alignment, and skill ranks, please refer to the user manual, a thing that I don't have. Which, fun fact, I know from my experience modding, like trying to make like mods for Age of Wonders 2 and its sequel Age of Wonders Shadow Magic back in the day, that if you don't give a unit any kind of movement ability is completely worthless. Like, you can't even place it down in the map editor. So that's interesting. Like, you can't have, for instance, a unit that just, like, can't move. Like, suppose you could arguably have a unit that has no movement points, and that might be a workaround. See, these are the most important map structures on in the land. The bottom panel will display a production queue, information about the city's income. The panel on the left of the screen displays the city's options spread over 3 tabs. Unit, structures, and miscellaneous. The panel on the right shows city information, including the town's built structures, city enchantments, and racial bonuses. As the town grows, it will have more options to build advanced units and defenses. See the city protection table in the manual for more details. Again, if it's going to just keep telling me to check the manual, maybe I should have gotten like a PDF of the manual. Or something. But I mean, I know this game well enough that I don't that at most I could learn some of the more subtle things. Things I just didn't realize were a feature. As the town grows, it will have more options. Yeah, I agree with it. The amount of turns a production needs to build depends on its cost and the production points of a town. And if a structure costs 100 gold, for example, and the town has 20 production points, it will take 5 turns to build. For now, let's set a couple of protections for the coming turns. This is done by clicking on their icons in the left panel. Then move the hero party to the magic vault near the river. Right, so I usually just go for just like a couple archers. Move the hero party. The magic vault contains arcane power that will instantly teach you a new spell. This undefended magic vault contains a freeze water spell that will get you over the river, blocking your passage to the east. To cast the spell, click on the spells button, select freeze water, and position the targeting globe. Over the river, then click the left mouse button. Spellbook, here you can see all the spells you have researched and can cast. Spells are divided into 3 types. Global can be cast on the world map, unit spells can be cast on the world map and during combat. Combat spells can just be cast during battles. Cast the spell Magic Servant to summon the helpful unit. The summoning will take 1 round, and you will get a message in the event window when it is done. So first select Magic Servant, then click on Merlin's character on the map to learn about the world map and movement. But I already learned about the world map and movement. Plus I already knew about the world map and movement for that matter. You're probably just gonna leave Merlin behind. Because that tends to be the strategy. Although... Well, on one hand, wizards in this game are less as vulnerable than the leaders in Age of Wonders 1. Because they have a means of coming back as long as you have a wizard's tower. There's also less incentive to actually do anything with them because wizards don't gain experience points, names like heroes do. The elemental complex. All parties have finished movement. Just gonna set those to guard. Spheres of Magic. Magic is subdivided into the 6 specific spheres and 1 general sphere. Each of these spheres represent a certain aspect of the universe, ranging from the powers of death and life to raw elemental fury. The energy of the spheres manifests itself through power nodes. They are the most important power source for wizards. Nodes typically generate 10 power, but a node of your specific sphere will generate 20 power. Your flag each of the nodes get information on their sphere. You can examine the inner sources of power from the Power tab and with the Magic Options panel. But first I have to wait a turn. Because these 5 are out of movement. Death with its opposite life from the revolving cycle of existence. The magic of death allows a wizard to control the forces of evil, darkness, and decay. Arachna, the Spider Queen, and the Twisted Necron govern the sphere of death. Earth, in contrast to the forces of air, the sphere of Earth deals with all things bound to the ground. The Earth sphere possesses the power to manipulate rocks, metals, and the very tectonic plates of the planet. The Grumpy Fangir and the Solitary Mab govern the sphere of Earth. Fire, they are tied to the sphere of fire. Here are all things burning and chaotic. They make the powers of intense flames, molten lava, and chaos bow to the masters of the fire sphere. The arrogant Yaka and seductive Carissa govern the sphere of fire. For some reason, seductive is capitalized. And out of movement. Oh, also, friend wizard, come let us unite. It is in the circle of Evermore. Life, for all things holy and pure, wizards of the life sphere exist. Life magic, it typically pertains to the protection, restoration, and salvation of the living. The ancient Serena and wise Anon are the words of the sphere of life. Air, the power to control all the skies and winds falls within the sphere of air. Spells of the air sphere typically revolve around the manipulation of wind, lightning, and cold. The wizards Artika, the Ice Queen, and Tempest, Lord of the Skies, govern the sphere of air. Once again, out of movement. Water, sitting opposite to fire, is the sphere of all things touched by moisture. Water is the water wizards of the water sphere. Can turn liquids into toxins, freeze the water in the skies, or even evaporate the moisture of all living things. The jolly merchant Marinus and the mysterious Nimue who govern the sphere of water. And finally, Cosmos. The 6 specific spheres do not cover the broad cosmosphere it encompasses. While not specifically directed as any of the other 6 spheres, the Cosmosphere can cast spells of each sphere and many of its own useful spells of enchantment, alteration, and cancellation. Cosmos unites all the spheres. Mastering is the ultimate goal in your quest. I, aged Gabriel, will govern the sphere of Cosmos with my wizards forsaking me. I have but little power left. Oh, so apparently this was Gabriel talking the entire time. Negotiate. Alliance. Absolutely, Gabriel. It's just over there. Like, not even in a city or anything. He's just there. Or do I need to bring Merlin? Or do I just need to send somebody over or here? Right. A wizard can cast spells on the overland map. And in any combat that takes place is within his domain. A colored border encircling your wizard represents your domain. To expand your domain, you can move your wizard into a sea that possesses a wizard's tower. Wizard's towers are easily recognizable in seas by the huge spiraling tower protruding from the sea's center. As long as your wizard remains in the city, his domain will be greatly expanded. And you can build expansions to a wizard's tower to further increase your domain. If you find that your domain is too withdrawn from the front line of combat, you may need to construct new wizard's towers and seas closer to your enemy. Heroes also expand your wizard's domain. To be exact, they allow your wizard to cast spells in a 1-hex radius of the hero on the overland map. But this includes both combat and overland spells. For this purpose, heroes are invaluable for leading offensive strikes into enemy territory, especially into another wizard's domain. Now, Merlin, in order to proceed, you must challenge me personally. Walk towards the watermill. Okay, so I assume that means I do in fact need to bring Merlin over. So I guess Merlin's got to make the nice long walk. Merlin, go back in your tower. You're needed there to watch over your domain, have your units do the exploring. You're a wizard, not a scout. Gabriel, you just told me to come over there and fight you. You personally. To split up your parties, you must use the movement and switches in the party options. In this window, simply click on the switch for every unit you do not wish to move from that spot. Remember, to move off of boats, simply click the switch for the boat and move the rest of the units onto land. If you right-click on a switch, all their units will have their switches darkened. And this allows you to to quickly separate one unit from a party. If you again right-click on that same unit switch, his will grow darkened, while every other unit will brighten. Play around with the movement switches a bit until you're comfortable using them. They are a big part of Age of Wonders 2. So I guess Merlin's heading back to his tower. Alright, Gabriel. Before you can attack me, you must declare war on me. To bring up the diplomacy menu, click on the diplomatic options button, and in the line of wizards, your wizard is always pictured at the far left. And each subsequent wizard you meet will fill an empty slot. The color of the drapes surrounding each wizard's portrait represents their banner color. Whenever the diplomatic options come up, your wizard is selected by default. Underneath each other wizard's portrait will be a description of the selected wizard's diplomatic stance towards them, such as war or peace. If the line below a wizard's portrait is blank, you have no diplomatic relations with them yet. The middle window will by default display information on your wizard. When you bring up the diplomatic options, the left hand of the window will display your wizard's reputation, alignment, sphere, who's controlling the wizard, player or computer, and what skills they possess. You can click on the info button for more information on your wizard's famous or infamous deeds and his background story. The right half of the window will display a list of each race available in that scenario, with a face next to each race representing the race relation and with that race. You can click on each race for more information on why they like or dislike you, along with their background story. Selecting a wizard and clicking on Negotiate will make two columns appear. The column on the left represents your diplomatic assets. The column on the right represents your opponents. You can arrange trades, gifts, demands, and pacts all from this screen. To put something on the table, double-click on it and highlight it and hit Add Offer or Add Request. To take something off of the table, you'll double-click on it or highlight it, and a Remove button will pop up in the middle window. Every type of transaction has a mana cost involved, which will be shown above your offer. A helpful advisor will appear in the middle window, giving you the odds of how successful your proposal will be. Once you arrange a proposal, if you've got the required mana for it, hit send, otherwise end negotiations by hitting cancel. Wizards with similar alignments to yours are easier to deal with than wizards of opposing alignments, which is only like 3 alignments, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I think there's 5. Because I think there's like good, pure good, neutral, evil, and pure evil. Your wizard's reputation also has an impact on how easy it is to successfully negotiate with other wizards. When alignment is determined at the start of the scenario, reputation varies depending on the actions wizard is taking in that scenario. Now select me, Gabriel, and click on Declare War to do so. Well, since you cannot heed my warnings, perhaps you'll heed my sword. Hey, you're the one that wanted this. Is it combat? If you send your hero to my location, you'll be asked whether you want to command in the battle or let the game simulate it. Select yes to command in the battle, and the combat will begin. The defenders get to move first, so the first thing you will see is my magic servant attacking your units. Thanks, thanks for the heads up, Gabriel. I will also cast a mild spell on you. When that is over, your turn will start. Your turn begins with a unit selected by default. You may move this unit or select another unit to move. When a unit is selected, you can see its stats and abilities in the bottom panel. The abilities tell you what you can do with the unit. Highlighted abilities can be used by clicking on them. Ranged attacks like Shoot Javelin can be fired on a target by clicking on them. Once to see the information on the attack, and a second time to fire. Their touch, edge, and melee attacks can be used by moving onto the target. A unit can melee the enemy only if they have the strike ability. When you move a unit, you will see different colored icons in the movement path as it gets longer. These indicate how many attacks the unit can make after moving, whether melee or ranged. Green indicates 3 attacks, yellow indicates 2, and red indicates 1 attack that can still be made. Which, funnily enough, that means it's basically that. Now the thing about it's basically running on the same kind of system that is Pathfinder 2nd Edition uses, because like the unit is like I'm pretty sure units lose 1 attack per third of their movement. Movement points that they've used that turn. In addition to the skills of your units, your wizard can help turn the tide of a battle by casting spells into it. Selecting the spell icon on the right, you will open your spell book to the combat spells, which in addition to your unit spells you can use as long as the combat occurs within your magical domain. Some spells can be cast on enemies, some on your own units, and some affect the entire combat. Hold the mouse over a spell to get information on it. Click on it to begin casting it. When you've moved all your units, press the end turn button. And to move to the next round of the battle, experiment with your units and spells and do your best to defeat the opposing forces. It is time you paid for your chaos. I shall to bear the full weight of the wizard's throne on thee. Never mind, I was the one that told you to do this. Yes, I will command this battle. Alright, there's a mild spell. targeting a fire elemental with fire. Real great strategy there, Gabriel. We're just gonna send the elementals off to deal with the servant. Which only also has spell casting, so... Or stoning. And stoning. Wait, I already have stoning? So... Guess I don't need to research it after all. Either that or it's been 15 turns already. Right. That's one down. Now just have the elemental slap Gabriel around a bit. And I'm gonna deal the finishing blow myself. Good work. Good work in defeating me. This is no great tragedy, as wizards are immortal. When defeated, they get pulled into the void. But as long as they own a wizard's tower, they will respawn on there the following turn. Press end turn, and you will see me respawn in my nearest wizard tower. Then you can press the next unit button to focus on your party and go through the teleporter circle across the bridge from the watermill. So you're telling me that... Did I even need to... Wait. Oh wait, no. The teleporter circle is past where Gabriel was standing. You can find the next unit button at the bottom right of the screen, next to the next unit button, next turn button, I mean. Right, that's that turnover. Teleport to the next phase. Before we go, we should create an alliance again so I can help you on the final task. Your wizard doesn't always need to be at war with every other wizard in the vicinity, while permanent alliances are not always possible depending on the scenario's victory conditions. You still do not need to be at simultaneous war with everyone. Negotiating with other wizards. When you meet another wizard, the default diplomatic stance you take towards them is unknown. In this stance, you can freely move between war and peace. If you wish to engage the enemy wizard in war, simply start attacking their parties, cities, or other holdings. If you wish to arrange a peace, you must contact them directly and ask for it. Clicking on another wizard's portrait will bring up their vital information in the middle window, and the text underneath each portrait will shift to show that wizard's various diplomatic stances. The right half of the middle window will show a short list of diplomatic options. Typically, the only two options showing here will be declare war or negotiate. Declare war does exactly what the name implies. Yes, I know about declaring war. I already did it. If you wish to declare war, highlight it, then hit the select button, or double click the entry. Otherwise, highlight and hit select or double click. Click on the negotiate entry to bring up more diplomatic. Select or double click on the negotiate entry to bring up more diplomatic options. To accept the alliance proposal, simply click accept. These are things I already did before? Next to the teleporter, you will see a number of resources lying around. Each of them provides something different for your empire. Click on them and pick them up to see what they do. You may want to split your party to pick them up in a fewer number of turns. And to split up your parties, you must use the movement switches in the party options window. Simply click on the switch for every unit you do not wish to move from that spot. Remember, to move off of boats, simply click the switch for the boat and move the rest onto land. If you right click on a switch, all other units will have their switches darkened. This allows you to quickly separate one unit from a party. If you again right click on the same unit switch, it will go darkened, while every other unit switch will brighten. Play around with movement switches a bit until you're comfortable using them. They are a big part of Age of Wonders too. When you are done, follow the road and move to the magic vault, which holds another spell for you. You're gonna go for casting points that I immediately squander because they only last a turn. You can complete one of the following productions and test are. Let's go for Warhol. Don't know what kind of buildings I'm gonna need. The resource dump. Pick them up to see what they do. They've got an item. Artifacts. Unlike regular units, wizards and heroes alike can use powerful magic items. Items will grant new abilities and stat bonuses to your wizard or hero. So if your wizard or hero is ever defeated, he will drop all of his items on the ground for anyone to take. Whenever you click on a wizard or hero in a party, it will bring up an additional column on the left showing which items they are currently carrying. You can view the items lying on the ground by simply hitting the ground button, and the teleport button will highlight when you have selected an item, and a list of your wizard plus heroes will appear. Hit the teleport button and click on the portrait of the wizard or hero you want the item to go to. Whenever one of your units comes across a magical item, they can teleport it back to your wizard or hero if you have sufficient mana for the teleportation. To bring up the items window, when there's not a hero or wizard in your party, simply double click on the hex the item occupies. Each wizard and hero can only use a certain number of items of each kind. For instance, your hero can't wear 2 helmets. You can teleport extra items around between heroes by accessing their inventory and using the teleport button. I've got a magic sword of +2 magic strike. Let's start flagging things. Structures like mines provide a fixed amount of income each turn. Some structures provide more income to wizards aligned to a certain elemental sphere. Huh. Now that I did not know. Mine, double income to earth wizards. Windmill, double income to air wizards. Watermill, double income to water wizards. Furnace, double income to the fire wizards. I guess that explains why I'm pretty sure they're all worth more or less the same. Like, it's not just aesthetics. Right, let's get this new spell. Turn Undead Vault. Across the hill, I created a town of undead. You must attack this town and use your magic and skills to defeat the enemies within. First, let's capture the structure that is blocking the mountain pass. A magic relay. Magic Relay expands your domain beyond the range of your wizard tower. But for a relay to work, your wizard needs to be in a tower. Which is why I told you not to fucking move. Despite telling you to also come challenge me personally. From the relay, you can now attack the undead town. The undead are a particularly nasty race. The Turn Undead spell may be used against them as it can panic their decayed minds. This town has been fortified with a wall, which will make winning the battle more difficult. In order to reach the enemies within the walls, you must first breach them. The easiest place to do this is at the gates, which any melee unit can attack. Some units are capable of damaging any walls or bypassing them entirely. Once you've gained access to the sea itself, use your spells and your unit's special abilities to rid the streets of the evil undead. That's one notable change, is that you no longer need specific kinds of units to get into a city with walls. So there isn't the major strategy of just post yourself up in a city with walls and then immediately kill anything that approaches that can damage walls. Alright, let's try Turn Undead. It dealt 3 damage. Oh, and give the panic condition, which causes it to move about randomly in fear. Right, sending in the elementals. Which only one man should get close enough to actually deal damage. You know what, I'm gonna make this swordsman missed, so I'm not gonna make the swordsman do anything. And there goes one skeleton. And there goes the gate. And everybody except the water elemental starts moving in. We're gonna do another Turn Undead on this remaining archer. My elementals are making quick work of all these undead units. Yep. Well done, now raise the foul undead town. To raise a town, first select it and enter the production options. Select the miscellaneous tab on the left column, then double click the raise button. And raising a town angers the citizens of race and can impact your relations to other wizards and even greater powers. In this case, the population will attack you, but you have some units that can help you out. Then move to the House of Healing to finish your initiation. Right, time to just raise this town. Fortunately, we've got angels backing us up. against these 2 units. I'm not sure we're even gonna need Gabriel's backup on this one. Like, it's nice that he decided to help out, but... like, we are out of magic. But, like, I think we have this handled. Yeah, we had that handled already. We didn't need a whole bunch of angels. Ooh, we've got a fireworks show. Gotta wait another turn. Right, Merlin is victorious.
Well done, Merlin. You are ready to gather your people and make them great again. Remember the lessons you have learned here in Evermore. Treat all people in power with fairness. Be patient and you shall prevail. Find my renegade wizards, face them, calm their fury, bring them back to me. When you are tested sufficiently in a sphere of magic, return to me and I will help you pass to the next sphere. Now go. The world awaits the hero you must become.
Right, on to Fire Sphere, Episode 1.
Fire. Initiation phase.
The desire for vengeance burns within me. Did I choose this place or did Gabriel? I had family in this desert. I was born here, and here I am reborn. I lived here when times were pleasant, before demon cats slaughtered my people. I have tried to rouse them to fight back, but they fear the cat people and their fire god Yaka. I will dispel their superstition and gain their trust.
Who dares sneak through my domain? Ah, Gabriel must have sent you. The old fool should have known better than to send the human. Prepare to burn. Right, time to... which the tutorial party has gold, but these guys don't. It's probably a good idea to not be in the domain of Yaka if we can avoid it. Well, I'm not seeing any more units around. Oh, but wait, here's a campsite. Yeah, I've got plenty of money. Right. We'll command this battle. Just gonna send in the cavalry. You first. Followed by the infantry. And the artillery does not have any clear shots. The artillery is also almost dead. Quickly slaughter those. Sea of Sindra watches over the southern desert. Right, Yaka is taking a turn right now. You didn't know Yaka. Like, what is there even to do that has Yaka taking so incredibly long? Like, did I break something? It's like already? Like, were the cats of that tower supposed to do something that they now cannot do? And it's just messing Yaka up real bad? Then again, I have no idea how many units he has beyond the ones in this city over here. Yeah, I will be right back, and hopefully by the time I get back, Yaka will have taken his turn. Alright, I'm back. And Yaka still has not taken his turn, so I'm going to save. Just gonna maybe reload, see if that helps anything. Oh, there we go. It either unfucked Yaka or it made him fucked in the completely opposite way. I guess I wish to command this battle once again. Magic bolts. And fire crossbow. Right. I sure hope I am supposed to kill these guys, because like, sure, they're under the control of Yaka, but they're also human. And like, humans are supposed to be our buddies in this. I have no idea if the game even has the capability of differentiating, oh, you know, you killed these specific units, so this happens instead of this. Like, I don't know if we could actually... I guess we could retreat. You coward, you got another small victory only by surprising me. You filthy humans do not deserve the power of the flame. You deserve to be consumed by the fire. Right, it's already working on a wooden wall. Maybe not all parties have finished moving. I have no plan. Yeah, sure, I'll learn call hero. You weird little gremlin man in the corner. Should we research this next? Just gonna send the troops out to claim the remaining buildings nearby. Right, wooden wall done. Just gonna build a barracks. And build some crossbowmen. It's just a little bit of insurance against any counterattacks. Yeah, all my main army is out exploring. Right, the lurker is dead. So now I get to see the other reflection pool. There's a teleporter to something. Heading over here. Oh, and we can recruit this pirate for 0 gold. Nice. Which we are currently losing money, but... I think I'll send... I think I'll cancel one of these crossbowmen and send back this guy over here. Yeah, I think 4 crossbowmen will probably be enough. Like, Yaka would have to come at me with a pretty substantial force. I have... Well, this is actually the spell that kind of inspired my current logo. Like before I started streaming, I wanted to have like a nice, you know, symbol. So I got looking at like, you know, what games that I like that can I base my symbol on? I was like, this one looks neat, and it's kind of got the whole like, you know, watching thing. So yeah, I might as well research it. Alright, I'm going to disband and one of these guys. And now we're actually gaining money. Fantastic. Alright, your car seems to be fine now. Oh dear. Things are not looking great. You better get my main army back over here real fast. Right, I almost forgot. I must deselect the boat to be able to move. You know, let's get Call Hero going as well. Yeah, I must deselect the boat in order to move my units is back onto land. You know, Gabriel made it very clear the multiple times he specifically brought up that I must select all units except for the boat and move the remaining units back onto land to get off of a boat. I think the pirate might be about to die. Oh, but wait. Cavalry is finally able to just squash these enemies real quick. Ooh, and Recovery has a medal now. I'm not entirely sure what that does, other than it gives it a bonus, but doesn't specify. exactly what that bonus entails. Well, it's trying to eliminate these to make sure that they don't become a bigger threat. Just hoping that that doesn't prove to be a terrible decision. How if I had more to do than just cast skin interval oil? So I don't have any fire units, so it's mostly useful as just a small penalty. You know, unless fire pistol happens to do fire damage, I don't have any real ways to really capitalize on fire weakness, on having enemies with fire weakness. Just gonna keep picking off the weak guys. There's a tree in the way of that one. And it's just gonna fire off a much farther away enemy. I mean, I think our cavalry is almost dead. Yep. 3 hit points left. The Hair Knight has gained into metal. And there goes our cavalry. I think this one particular shredder is just surviving everything. Finally, they can focus on just one last target. Oh, and now you managed to actually hit something. Just firing through the trees. Okay, that was a pretty costly battle. Right, time to summon a hero. You have Belindor for 125 gold pieces. I don't have... I had to literally wait a turn because I didn't have the money to hire the hero I summoned. Gonna maybe make a couple more crossbowmen just in case. A great bow that provides archery. Yakana seems to be content to just steal watchtowers from me. Here right now. It looks like. Right, so there are no cats in the visible range, and I'd say it's time for us to foray deeper into Yaka's domain. And immediately attack. By a couple prowlers. Right, archery seems like a bad idea at this precise moment. I think the knight may actually just have this handled. Or not. Or he could run out of movement. Yeah. And I was able to just take care of it. Just completely on his own. Oh. This looks real bad. That looks very, very bad. So I'm going to retreat back to... retreat back a bit. You know, I'm gonna maybe see what this teleporter is all about. I think I might have already seen where it leads. But it might not lead over there, for all I know. So I'm pretty sure teleporters don't even have to lead to another teleporter. Because I'm pretty sure in the map editor, if you place one down, you just select another spot. It's somewhere on the map. Also, I need to be researching things. And got cats marking their territory on our towers again. And coming at us with quite the force. This is not looking good at all. Let's try and build a tower guard. Because I'm pretty sure that just straight up deals damage every turn. Are they really just gonna take away some of my resources and then run? No, fuck you, I'm gonna immediately start taking those back. Ooh, and I can try and attack some of them. Well, some of their troops are away. This may actually prove to be a bad idea. Hey, I have Blazing Comet now. So now I can actually... Yeah, I think this was a poor choice. Yeah, that was a really poor choice. Just gonna retrieve that from Merlin. I think we might need to just build up our sort of base camp we've got over here. And hopefully... Alright, now they're actually attacking. Yes, I would very much like to command this battle. Right. I'm going to go for throw a Blazing Comet right at the biggest unit they've got. Gotta be careful with targeting because some units are behind a house, and so there's a high likelihood that the singular crossbow bolt will miss. I believe that's everybody. So at least we have the advantage. That we're up on a wall. And so things are likely to miss. The advantage won't last for very long if they can breach our gate. Oh, also they have, I'm pretty sure, at least one unit with wall climbing anyway, so yeah. So they don't even need to... Oh nice, they damaged their own ballista. Gonna just focus this fire on who's trying to breach the gate. And the ones that can just bypass the whole wall situation incompletely. Oh, and of course this guy's gotta be at the absolute worst angle. Right, Blazing Comet. Well, they've gotten in. They're in. Which means that there's a high likelihood that we're completely fucked. Yeah. Don't have enough casting points to cast anything anymore, so time to just use this bow that was retrieved from Belinda's corpse. And killing this prowler is not going well. So everybody has they've instead managed to pick off 2 of my own units. Fantastic. Oh, now the prowler is dead because you just need one little tap on the head with a staff. At least Merlin has something to do that doesn't involve him going directly into melee combat. You know, he can just shoot arrows out of his sword. Well, there goes another crossbowman, and this one's probably also, but and another one bites dust. You never know. With the rate at which they've been missing, we might be able to still survive this by some miracle. Well, I figured that was gonna miss, but it's better to try there than try to do something that might kill one of my other units. Like, at least Merlin has good defenses. And there goes a monk that had just gotten a medal. If we're down to 2 crossbowmen plus Merlin. That's one cat rider down. But also, we've lost yet another crossbowman. Merlin has surprisingly taken either no damage or almost no damage. Throughout this entire thing. Yeah, Merlin's fine. Despite being the prime target. Like, this turn is the first time he's taken damage this entire combat. So, you know, if they keep missing like this, maybe we will survive. Bro, Merlin's still got 7 hit points. Well, no, he's lost 7 hit points total. Like, even... Oh, now they're managing to actually hit him. Alright, that's another one down. And there he goes. And Merlin is defeated. On day 51, Merlin the Pathetic was defeated. Day 24 enlisted Belendor the Warrior. Day 47 lost Belendor the Warrior. Day 51 vanquished by Yaka the Magnificent. So I guess you try again. And I know. Who dares sneak through your domain? Go this. Here are these guys. Command this battle. Oh, and this time we started out with Blazing Comet. Interesting. Seems that starting spell is randomized. Now that's going to make things much easier, having an actual damage spell rather than just a small debuff. To start out with. that's your cause. That's helper do right there. Blazing Comet. And dead. And another blazing comet. I think one crossbow bolt might be, yep, enough to bring that one down. And this time the city was building a barracks. The X-Men was captured instead. Yeah, let's start. Oh, and we can't start summoning a Hellhound just yet. Alright, start learning Call Hero. Or actually, yeah. That's what the little gremlin man suggests, so let's go with that. Let's see if we can send our knight out to just retrieve this item. Yeah, teleport. Not enough mana once again. And this time Belindor just shows up on his, just showed up on his own. That I need to be summoned. Alright. Belindor can have the bow, this once again. I'm gonna set him up with a good team. Go out scouting with. Let's see, I'm gonna go for a wooden wall. The one city that I currently have. Right, got a free pirate. Right, Call Hero has been researched. Sure, I'll go for City Spy. Immediately attacked by any of the Prowlers once again. Yeah, once again, this time I have an actually damaging spell just ready to go. Oh, immediately. Rather than having to learn it. Right. It's dealt with no losses. Now let's head in here to take this city while it's relatively undefended. You know, the less time we give Yaka to gather a massive force like that, the better. Of course, that's assuming that, you know, they didn't just give him that massive army right from the get-go. And they designed the scenario. Let's see. Yeah, I'll keep the Tigrants, sure. That way you don't have to worry about doing any migration. You can just like set it up with a couple fire cats as for defensive purposes. Alright, so far no sign of Yaka retaliating. That's always good. Just a few more fire cats and a few more crossbowmen, you know, just in case. Alright, we've got more burned buildings. Oh, I should be researching something. You know, once again, gonna go for Cosmic Spray. The only global spell I have that really does much for me right now is Hellhound. Okay, weak defenses. Yeah, let's just go. Surprise, surprise! It's more Tigrans. Only these are not under Yaka's control. Fire pistol. Got a good shot. And Blazing Comet. Right. Cavalry's almost dead. I can maybe finish this off real quick, and there we go. Ooh, ancient rune explored, you found 50 gold, 95 gold in the Ring of Balance. Holy protection and death protection. Not sure that will be super useful, since I'm pretty sure neither of those are spheres of magic that... So I'm pretty sure Yakad doesn't do either of those. Being a fire sphere wizard and all. You know, something that provides protection from fire would be much more useful. You know, I'm gonna send just like a squad of fire cats after these other Tigrans. They cannot cast spells in this battle. So let's just hope that this doesn't turn into... This doesn't just snowball into... losing a city. Because I ended up weakening my own defenses. Oh, already lost one fire cat. Gotta get these out from behind this tree. It's also a disadvantage because they're having to fight another fire cat, which also has fire protection. Yeah, this was a poor choice. At most, I can maybe weaken the squad a little bit. Not even weakened, because I didn't manage to take out any of them. It's now time to build up some more fire cats, I guess. Unless I've got plenty of money. Ah, so we weren't in the domain of Yakka before. We've just now entered. Burning desert, nothing lies beyond. I'm gonna take that as a hint that... No, I don't think I'll... What? Excuse me? Okay, I wanna see how that happened. I wanna see how y'all managed to take out this whole squad led by a hero and only lose a single hellhound. Like how? I guess just the advantage of walls, plus they decided to... Oh, and they did lose a fire cat. But like... They managed to just slaughter every one of those units. I mean, they are at a distinct advantage because Tigrans are mostly, because the Italian Tigrans are mostly going with ranged attacks. It only took 8 rounds. Definitely getting more fire cats. They're very good apparently. At least when they have a wall to protect themselves with. Alright, we've got another Tigran ambush. I think I specifically passed on controlling that battle because I figured it was just going to be a slaughter. I think the Hellhounds might just about be only useful as cannon fodder. Like it's a good like weak creature to have your kind of waste his spells on. And that's when we're actually even in his domain. Alright. Whole squad of Tigrants. Just absolutely slaughtered. This is going substantially better. But now it might not be going quite as well. Ooh, we have a golden scimitar of attack +3. Right, that route just wraps around back to here. Just gonna keep on exploring. Venturing into Kai's domain is definitely going to lead us into actually finding Yaka himself. Right, some guy start learning Fireball. Blender made a level. Inspect the flying upgrade archery. Why, Blender? Not sure, you can hand me that bow then. You're just going to pick up You're just gonna pick up archery on your own. So that now you just have the inherent ability to shoot arrows. Right, so I might need to send some reinforcements over this way because this is a much more substantial whole defense force over here. There's also a substantial attack force coming our way. A very substantial attack force. So just gonna kind of position these guys in Nope. Don't want to do that. That is an extremely poor choice. As that means having to fight all of those guys out in the open. Are any of those? Yes, some of those are from in here in this city. I think the pirate might die. Oh, and I completely brought a fire cat along. Yeah, I think the fire cat can just retreat because things are not going to go things are not going to go well for that guy because he's probably going to be dead before we breach the wall. Right. Cosmic Spray. Which has a better radius than just Blazing Comet, but also leaves me almost completely drained of spellcasting power. You think the pirates probably... Yeah, we lost the pirate. That was probably actually a poor choice, since I damaged Blendor. It would be real bad to lose Blendor this time. At least Blendor didn't die right there. How about you maybe get a little bit of a way? Okay, at least they're having to fire through Belendor. Well, not through Belendor, they're having to fire through all of Belendor's buddies to get to him. Right, Belendor is safe as he has retreated. We can finally move the cavalry out from that one particular spot. So now we have another city. Now I'm gonna leave these fire cats over here. Alright, now I have Fireball. Now let's see what the Gremlin suggests we research next. I'm sure Magic Servant will work. So I'd say we're gonna want to stay in this city for the time being. If they head towards Lahiva instead, we're going to want to try and outpace them. And they're heading for Lahiva. Well, some of them are heading towards Merlin over in Sindra. You know what? I think we might actually want to try and cut these guys off. But they're just sort of forming a neat little row. Fireball. And now just gotta sort of clean up. You know, substantial damage is already dealt. No, to all the cats in the blast. Well, I'm once again unable to cast any more spells. We're gonna heal Belendor. Because if Belendor dies, I'll be at a major disadvantage. Because that means I won't be able, because I likely won't be able to cast spells in any combat other than ones taking place near Sindra. And ideally there won't be any of those. Alright. Successfully cut those off. Now to try and hopefully oh, and now that we're moving, they immediately turned around as soon as Belendor left. Fantastic. So I guess Belendor can just sort of keep them at bay. Nah, I don't really need Skin of Oil. I like something that I can do, like, on the map. Ooh, fire immunity could be real good. Because then, you know, Yucca spells can't do shit. Fire cats can't do shit. Like, I want to say that's considered to be Fire's basic. Enchantment. So if I build a Hall of Enchantment, I may also want to work on building a Wizard Tower. in one of these cities, so that way Belendor doesn't have to come rushing in. Before the invasion force can arrive. Or you cause an invasion. And arrives in the city. Just so that I can, you know, cast spells during the battle. Oh, you're turning around? Then I will also turn around. I can seemingly just keep them from doing anything by having Belendor also not be doing anything particularly useful. Well, I guess he is doing something useful because he's keeping invasions from happening. They're just gonna keep bouncing between cities every time Belendor shows up near one. Like, they know that they let me so I'm gonna give Belendor a fire halo so that he has immunity to fire just in case he needs it. Oh, now there's a wizard's tower here. So now Belendor's so now Belendor's services as a provider of domain is not even needed for this city. Alright, I'm gonna learn Ifrit. However, Belendor might still be of use as a provider of domain over here. Because otherwise things are gonna get real bad. And no time. I'm not even gonna worry about commanding the battle because it's gonna go poorly. Like, although, you know, having just a whole squad of fire cats against a bunch of wooden siege weaponry wasn't terrible. You know, they were at least able to break the siege weaponry before they all got horribly mutilated by you know, I guess they lost their advantage. Which also, apparently there's a human city back here. It's got a stone wall and everything. Speaking of stone walls, it's... I think maybe you need a builder's hall in order to build stone walls. Shit. This place has, like, the ability to build siege weaponry. First I'm gonna build a wizard's tower and a master's guild. And give these guys more reinforcements. Right. Okay, I cannot. You know what? I think I will command this battle. Since I can cast spells in this battle. Like Fireball. Just gonna focus fire on the catapults. They're weak against fire and are already damaged. It is from the fireball. It'd be great if you guys would stop missing. Yeah, already took down a decent chunk of their sieging force. Oh. So this lady doesn't even have to worry about the wall because she can just fear nothing personnel kid. So you want focus fire on Mystic. You know, Thurin. I'm pretty sure one of our fire cats has gained fire immunity. So that's good. That means that, like, no more concern about enemy fire cats or I see fire immunity. So can't be, for instance, can take, for instance, fire damage from other fire cats hitting him in the back. Right, they've breached the wall at multiple positions. Things are not looking great. Yep, since they've breached the wall. And on top of that, the Hellhounds also have fire immunity, so in a lot of ways this This fight was doomed from the start just because there was a hellhound. It's interesting that means that Yaka was firing off fire magic on a creature that can't even be hurt with fire. Right, so you know what? I'm going to save real quick, because this may prove to be a very bad idea. I'm gonna go and try and reclaim this. Oh, and there's a whole bunch of Tigran and units in the vicinity of our city now. Our main city. Going to fireball right here. Because fortunately, most of the guarding units are weak to fire. Because, you know, they're wooden siege weapons. Now I think... And there goes Blendor. Fantastic. This is exactly why I figured this might not go super well. Because it's a pretty risky move, and I directly involved Belendor in it. Right, can't do anything at all that turn. Well, hey, at least the knight got a gold medal. And that city has been regained at the cost of Belendor, but it has been regained nonetheless. And at least if we lose Syndra, we don't lose the game this time. At least not immediately. Yeah, I'm gonna change things up a bit and throw a couple shredders in. Just in case. This is, you know, evidently having just those fire cats is a bad idea. Let's sort of scout out the situation over this way. It's bad. That's all there really is to say about that. Is it's bad. Guess we're commanding this battle. Best unit in the battle is probably the Ifrit. that I just summoned. Because, I mean, it's got the most hit points for one, and immunity to fire. Right, and I'm gonna fireball these guys. There's no point in fireballing this crowd, and this crowd's just pathetic. Yeah, let's just hope that the Ifrit can just kind of carry this whole fight. Yeah, that would be real great. Alright, Ifrit is already taken damage. I'm pretty sure still has the most hit points out of any unit in the entire battle. Because I'm pretty sure none of these things started out with hit points anywhere near... Oh, the Catmaster has more hit points, and that's about it. Right, Ifrit is out of movement. Yeah, the Ifrit's not carrying this. Nope. Ifrit is dead already. At least we have a good wall. Well, that'll take quite a beating before they can breach it. Just gonna put us an advantage. We can say have primarily projectile-based attacks. And of course they already broke down the gate. Which means it's up to this one last javelin. Well, this one last ballista. And we lost. As was kind of to be expected. Gonna just start learning more spells. And building up our forces in this city. At least everybody in here has Fire Halo. So Right, so those are still close by. Just gonna reclaim some stuff. And start building a tower guard. Because I get the feeling that we're gonna need it pretty soon. Let's maybe build a Hall of Enchantment once we're done making feathers. Okay, start summoning an Ifrit. Yeah, I'm gonna summon an Ifrit directly into harm's way. And just see how that goes. It went absolutely horribly. Fantastic. I don't want Skin of Oil right now. I want something that I can just blast enemy units with from the safety of my tower. Oh, and of course they all moved before the could come in. Yeah, as I expected. They're just sort of, they're practically just like patrolling. Build a library, me and Sandra. You know, get a bump to my research. You know, Lahiva can get one too. Oh, and I'm losing money. Fortunately, I've got a whole bunch. Right, Sandra's got a library now. And it's time for a siege. At least all of my units are protected from the 3 fire cats. And all of Yaka's fire magic. Speaking of fire magic, I'm gonna just blast all. There's a squad over here. Alright, one cat, that's one cat master down. And a medal for the guy that did it. Right, these guys can spend their first turn or two just getting to somewhere useful. And it's time for the nothing personnel to happen. Alright, good, I think... we are getting some good damage. And she is down, and that... that guy definitely deserves that gold medal. Because that is a very good contribution to the current defense effort to just take down that one unit. Because now the rest of them are stuck having to try and penetrate the wall. Hey, the fact that Belendo ended up sending his bow back because you know, he learned archery, he got his own bow before he died. It's come in handy as that allowed Merlin to have the archery ability through having Belinda's old bow. So Merlin still has things he can do since he cast his one spell for the combat. Surprisingly, we've only lost one guy. And there goes the wall. Things are about to take a major turn for the worse. Yep, the wall has been breached in multiple places now. Hey, again, at least I don't lose immediately if I lose this fight. Because I have another wizard's tower. Merlin to just respawn at. That if I lose this fight. You know, with the wall breached, there's a high likelihood that we are in fact going to lose this fight. Although if they keep missing like this, then maybe not. Yeah, they're hardly even they're hardly even taking advantage of the wall being breached. And there goes from the crossbowmen to arrows to the back. And there's pretty much no angle we can get that cannon from. So let's just try and get the crossbowmen out of the way of the cannon. But at least, you know, if we lose the city, I'll have weakened their forces some. And I won't lose immediately after the battle finishes. You know, Merlin will have turn to return from the void. Since he has another place to go. Oh, he took down one cat master. And there he goes. So it's just up to the crossbowmen. To just sort of take down as many cat masters as they can. I like that the entire time these guys just stood here. Like throughout the entire battle, all of those fire cats were just sort of standing around. Right, Merlin is back in town. Gonna get him into a nice cozy position in the middle. Now we also have no access to any human units other than the ones that are just already in the city It's looking like we don't even get to learn any kind of like big fire spells other than Forge Blast. Let's kind of scout around. Alright, they've got pretty measly defenses over here. I think we can take this city back. Maybe cut off their supply of cannons. Supply of cannons and guns. Fireball. Centered right there. We've already lost a unit. Maybe we can't reclaim this after all. Yeah, no, I think this was a bad idea. Yeah, that was a real bad idea. Although it did free up it did free up some money, but it cost me every human I had left. So now it's Merlin and a bunch of tyrants. Right, so I'm gonna call it here. So thank you all for watching. Gonna stream this again at some point. Oh wow. Don't know what all those dropped frames were about. But I apparently dropped about a quarter of my frames over the course of this stream.